Back in the garage today, back in the garage today. What's going on, guys? Back in the garage today working on Noah's 2024 KTM 250 XCF. Specifically what we're going to be doing is swapping out the handlebar. We're going to take off the stock one. We're going to replace it with a Protaper Contour. This is a Ricky Carmichael bend. This is what we've been predominantly running. It's something we both like. We're going to pop that on. As part of this, because I am going to put a set of Enduro Engineering Barkbusters on as well. I'll show you guys how to do that. A couple little modifications we'll have to make along the way in order to get those put on. I may also cut his bars down just a little bit because he's a little bit smaller than what I am, and it also, when we add the Barkbusters on, it's going to make them a little bit wider. Not the bar itself, but the amount of room it takes up. And since we race in the woods, a little bit narrower is sometimes better. So I'm going to link this bar and everything else that, you know, the other parts I use down in the description below. So be sure to check that out if that's something you're interested in. But let's hop into the work. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is remove the factory bar pad here. Simply just pops right off of there. All right, so because this bike comes stock with ODI lock-on grips, we're going to start with the left-hand grip and a Torx T15 bit and just loosen up this set screw, and then that should allow us to just slide this grip right off the bar. Staying here on the left-hand side of the bar for now, we're going to take a T20 bit and loosen up this set screw here for your map switch selector. We're not going to try to take it off yet, we just want it loosened up. Now we're going to take an 8mm, I'm using the T-handle. We want to loosen up the couple of bolts here on our clutch lever. Just loosen it up. Again, we're not taking it off, we just want it loose so we can slide it off here in a few minutes. All right, so now over here on the right-hand side, we've got two 8mm bolts here on the throttle housing. Again, we're just going to loosen those up using an 8mm T-handle. And now that should allow us, you just want it to be able to slide like this. I'm going to loosen it up just a tad bit more. Again, not taking it off of here quite yet. And then down here, we also have another Torx 20 set screw on your start-stop switch. Again, just want to loosen it up. We're not taking the bolt all the way out. And part of the reason we undid the throttle housing first, it allows us to pivot it, so we can pivot that out of the way and we can get to the couple of 8mm here on our brake lever. Now everything should be loosened up. You got the ability to slide it on and off. So now we're going to come up here on the clamp, get our 10mm T-handle, loosen this up, and then we'll be able to get everything off this handlebar. All right, so now we're going to come up top here. We've got 4 bolts. We're just going to start by loosening them up. They're all 10mm. And we just want to loosen these up first, and then we're going to spin them all the way out so we can get this handlebar out of here. With the 4 bolts out, you can simply take the top clamp off. I just like to set these down in here so I don't lose them. Now at this point, you can pick a side. It really doesn't matter which one, but you're going to have to kind of move this. Maybe we'll start out over here. We're going to slide off the throttle housing. Then we're going to come over here. Hopefully we've got enough room here on this cable. It's a little tight. We're actually going to have to cut the zip tie right here in order to get the switch off. So let me grab a pair of cutters. Just be careful here that you don't cut anything you don't want to. Okay, got that zip tie off. Should be able to slide this off the bar now. Just let that hang. Next is going to be our brake lever. Let that hang. And then we can come over here on this side. Once again, you've got this, this map switch right here. We're just going to slide it off. And it looks like the clutch is going to come with it because they are zip tied together. We've got the factory bar off the bike now. Okay, so this is our new bar. You can see they got these plastic end caps in here because we're running Barkbusters. I need access to this. So if you just take a flat blade screwdriver, you can just pop that in there and pull these right out. Now, if you're just going to run flags or nothing at all, you can leave them in if you choose to do so. But for our application, I need them removed. Okay, so this next part's optional, but I am going to cut Noah's bars down. You've got 4 different preset lines on here. I'm actually just going to cut, basically it's about a 1/4 inch off. I'm just going to go with the 1 line. If we got to cut more off later, we can, but he's not here for a totally proper fit. And let me show you how I'm going to do that. So you can see I got the bars in a vise, and basically this is just a little jig that I bought off Amazon. It's made for motorcycle bars or you know, mountain bike, bicycle bars. I've just got it clamped down on here. It's pretty simple to operate. And then we're just going to take a hacksaw with a metal blade and cut it off. There we go. Get you guys a look at that nice clean cut there. It's nice and smooth. We're just going to flip this around to the other side, do the same thing. Now, because you're going to have some metal shavings on here, take a little bit of brake clean. Just make sure you wipe that down, especially on this side. And if it's a little burred, which it might be, we might take a little bit of file to it just to clean it up a little bit. Especially on this side, this is where our throttle is going to go, so we don't want it sticking in any way. Okay, so another step that can be skipped if you're not doing Barkbusters, or if you just want to buy the ODI grips that already have this area open, but we're just going to reuse these grips since there's nothing wrong with them. You are going to need, what I like to use is a drill bit that looks like this. You can pick them up at Harbor Freight, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to center it, and then we're just going to drill this out because we need the opening. We're going to do this. This is the left-hand grip. We're also going to have to do this on the throttle housing. I'll show you how to get access to the one on the throttle housing here in just a minute. So on the throttle housing side, you've got a couple of options. You can take these two bolts out, you can remove the cables, or you can just be lazy like me and hold this in your hand and drill it out this way, which is what I'm going to do this morning. The big thing to remember, so I got it cut out there. I am going to have to take a blade and just trim up a little bit of this rubber. Big thing to remember, just take some parts cleaner and blow down in there because there are going to be some shavings and you don't want those getting hung up on your new handlebar in between the throttle tube and the handlebar. Okay, so for this next part, we're not tightening anything down. We just want to get stuff back on the bar. So we're going to start out over here on the left side. We're going to take our clutch lever, get it slid back on. Also, while we're doing that, because remember we didn't undo the zip tie on this side. Man, that thing's a little tight. We're also going to get our map switch slid back on. We're not worried about the grip at the moment. Okay, so now over here on the right-hand side, remember the order we want to go in. We're going to go brake lever, then we're going to go start, stop button. Don't worry about how any of this stuff's lined up right now. And just push it in far enough, and then we're going to do throttle housing. Now the one thing to remember on the throttle housing is make sure the cables are on this side of the bar, not this side of the bar. And you can just kind of let it all just sit in place there for a moment until we get over here to the clamp where we need to work next. So something a lot of people don't mess with or maybe even know about is that this mount is adjustable. You got a forward, backwards on each side. You've got different mounting positions. You can put it in. So get it where you want it. And some of it's going to come down to, you know, what type of bar do you have on? What are you comfortable with? How tall are you? All those sorts of things. I'm not moving it right now because Noah's not here to test it out. So all I'm going to do is put it back in its factory setting and then kind of get the handlebars and levers set up somewhere close as a good starting point. The other thing that we won't get into now, maybe we will show in an upcoming video, a lot of people never touch their levers or their controls and they just leave them however they were from the factory, which maybe that works for you, but I would still recommend experimenting with it a little bit to make sure you find something that's actually comfortable, because a lot of people get on my bike and I've got my clutch lever really far in, and at first it's kind of weird, but then they kind of like it. So, you know, it all comes down to what you're comfortable with. So anyway, we're going to take this top clamp here. All we're going to do is just start these bolts. Then I need to pick a position here and make sure we got it all lined up. And then, you know, we'll kind of get everything just snugged up a little bit, and then we'll start working on some of the controls and getting them where we want them. Okay, so I'll flash the torque spec for these 4 bolts right here. I'll put it up on the screen. You've got 5 Newton meters here on your throttle housing, and I'll show you putting this other grip back on here in a second. It's also 5 Newton meters on the set. But all I want you to do right now is just kind of get some of these things in place. Now in our case, we know we've got to run the throttle housing in all the way, and we want to leave ourselves just a little bit of room there for the Barkbuster. And then I'm just going to guess on the places for the levers right now. But I do want to show you how to get this grip on over on this side, because it can get a little tricky with the roughness that's on this aftermarket handlebar. So I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but this Protaper bar, you know, this is made, not everybody uses lock-on grip, so if you use a more traditional grip, this is nice to keep it from twisting. Because we're using lock-on, this doesn't really help us, kind of hinders us getting it on. But anyway, line line the grip up the way you want it. Basically the set screw should be at the bottom. And then I just like to take a little mallet and just tap it on. All right, so we got the handlebars on, got the levers in a decent starting spot anyway. We'll have to let Noah test this out, see what he thinks of it, and we can make adjustments as we see fit. Next, we're gonna put our Enduro Engineering Barkbusters on, and then we'll be done with this project. Okay, so this is our Enduro Engineering deflector kit, Barkbuster kit, whatever you want to call it. You can get them in a bunch of different colored flags. Noah wanted orange, so that's what we went with. We're going to get the flags put on first, and then we're going to start working on getting these installed on the handlebars. So it looks like in our kit, we got the new style deflector that has the pre-drilled holes here, but we got the old style flags. I don't know if it was my fault ordering or what happened, but either way, they'll still work together. Let me show you. I'm going to show you how to install these in a second, and then at the end, I'll show you what the difference is because I have the newer style on my 350 sitting over here to the side. In the case of this older style, though, we've got a couple of plastic pieces here. They're reinforced metal threads, and then we're going to need 4 of these Phillips head screws. It's relatively straightforward to install these. You're going to pick a side and then make sure you've got the right deflector here. You're going to set this down in here. You're going to take one of these pieces, set it over top. You can see it's ridged there. Set it over top, and then you're just going to take your screws and press them through on the other side. Just take your Phillips head screwdriver. Just get it started. Do the same thing on this one. And then all we're going to do is put another one right down here where this is pre-drilled and just tighten everything up. Okay, so with everything tightened up, this is what it looks like. You've got your 4 Phillips going through there, and then you got your couple of holders right here. Let me show you what the new style looks like in case you end up with the new style over here on my 350. So my 350, you can tell it's a little different because it is the new style deflector and the new style flag, and they were already pre-drilled. You just have this reinforcing piece here and then a couple, just 2 screws that go through and thread directly into the deflector. So a little bit easier to put on, maybe a little less clean with this reinforcement piece, but 2 screws instead of 4 if you do get the newer style flags in your kit. All right, so now we're ready to install our Barkbusters now that we have the flags on here. Now this is where it gets kind of interesting. So you've got your two metal pieces here. So this one has no threads on it. It's going to face that way. This one does have threads. Just thread it down a couple of threads, because what's going to happen once we go to tighten this bolt down here in a few minutes is these two are going to spread. It's going to be a little hard to see there. They're going to spread, and then that's going to wedge that in the handlebar. So for right now, we just want to insert this into our handlebar. You can let it hang. There's a lot of stuff going on here all at once. Next thing is we've got our bar clamp on here. We got to figure out what orientation we want to put it in. Some of it might come down to where you have your levers. Some of it might come down to your number plate, size of your bike, all sorts of things. It looks like in this case, I can mount it this way. You may have to mount yours this way. It's okay. You're just going to have to play around with the fit and finish here to figure out what's going to work best for it. Included in your kit, you've got 2 8mm bolts, and then to affix it to the front deflector here into here, you've got a 10mm. So I'm going to mess around with this, see if I can kind of get it in place, and then kind of show you what it's going to look like before we tighten everything down. Okay, so from the back view, this is kind of what the finished product looks like. We used a 5mm Allen to tighten this down. 8mm here, and then 10 on the front. We still got to put the other side on, obviously, and you kind of want them even, but you can see I've got plenty of clearance here on my clutch line. I've got room here on my clutch lever. It's something you always want to take a look at, because if this is going to rub, that's going to cause a problem, you know, whether you're just trail riding or race situation, whatever the case may be. So you might have to either adjust the Barkbuster or the lever. I prefer to move the Barkbuster around if I have to, but if this is sticking out too far, you might want to go with short levers. You might want to move it in. You got a lot of different options. But anyway, this is what it looks like from this view. And then this is what it looks like from the front and kind of side angle. We're going to get the one put on the right-hand side, make sure we can get it fit and finish the way we want it, and then we're done with this project. All right, and there is the finished product. Looks pretty good. One thing I do want to remind you of, especially when it comes to the handlebar. So anyway, guys, that's how you install a handlebar, get some Barkbusters installed, make a couple little modifications to make that work. Specifically on a 2024 KTM 250 XCF, though, to be honest, it's going to be very similar on all the other models. Now, one thing I didn't do was put the Protaper handlebar pad on there. We'll do that later. But anyway, starting to get this thing outfitted for the type of racing Noah's going to be doing on it. Relatively straightforward process. Once again, I will link the parts I use down in the description below. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, considering that subscribe button, because if you like motorcycles, well, this is the place to be. If you have any questions about the installation process, anything I did along the way, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, I'll talk to you again soon.